Well, this is an event that brings thousands of people and millions of dollars to our city. Now, an agreement is in place that'll keep the annual Florida-Georgia game in Jacksonville for the next 5 years. But to make the deal official, it still needs to go through committees and then be approved by the full city council. One thing that would be changing, each school would be getting an additional $250,000 from the city's general fund. Channel 4's Chris Parenteau spoke with Mayor Lenny Curry about what else this would mean for our city.
Every year, the Florida-Georgia game fills the stadium with thousands of fans who head to Jacksonville to watch the Gators and the Bulldogs, bringing in an economic impact of $35 million to the River City.
We got an additional $2 million in economic impact this year over the previous year. And if you were to do a comparison of rivalry games, we have a good deal here. This was a win for the city, this was a win for the taxpayer, and it was a win for both schools.
We'll have to see where the questions go, so I'm not going to speak for the council members. I will say that you're seeing a really nice lift in terms of revenues that the game brings for the city, and I think the council members understand how important that is.
The new contract will run for 5 years, from the 2017 game through the 2021 game. But the mayor says they can and will begin renegotiating a future contract after 2 years. One thing the mayor wouldn't say is what the added cost would be to the city to install and remove additional temporary seats that will be needed with the club zone renovations that are happening at the stadium.
We're working in conjunction and partnership with the Jaguars to make sure that it'll be a win for everyone. There's no issues or concerns there.
The athletics directors for both universities issued statements praising the history of the game in Jacksonville and expressing excitement about the new contract. At last year's game, fans did their best to let leaders know they wanted the game to stay. In RV City, "Keep the game in Jacks" was written all over the place, fans hoping the city would respond. Mayor Curry says that when he was elected, there were no negotiations happening with the city and the two universities. He says that he immediately got to work on that.
They know that it's part of the fabric and the culture of both the people that live in Jacksonville and the fans from both universities that visit here and all the activities that go on in and around it.
Chris Parenteau, Channel 4, the local station.
We asked City Council President Greg Anderson if there could be any holdup from City Council about that $250,000 for each school coming from the city's general fund. He didn't want to speculate on what the other council members would think about it, but he said any concerns would be raised and addressed before that contract is approved. He also said he expects this to happen within the next 2 months.